This year's Hangguang military exercises are more visible than ever.
对民间透明开放，一方面可以达到全民国防的效果，让民众知道说战争的情况就是这样子。
Taiwan moves to block a new platform promoting work and study in China. Authorities investigate China-linked firms suspected of illegally poaching Taiwanese tech talent. Plus, the think tank Building Links Between Taiwan and Southeast Asian Countries celebrates 8 years since its founding. Good evening and welcome to TaiwanPlus News. I'm Eric Gao. The annual Hangguang exercise is now in its second day with drills all across the country. Our reporter Larry Isiano has the latest on what's different about this year's exercise.
President Lai Ching-te goes for a night ride in an armored vehicle before arriving at a secure bunker. It's a simulation of what might happen if Taipei came under attack and offers a rare look at the president participating in the annual Hangguang exercise. Now in its second day, Hangguang has already kicked into high gear, with thousands of troops and reservists taking part across Taiwan. In Hualien, troops conducted port defense drills simulating an enemy attack to seize key facilities. In Keelung, units held a similar exercise around its port, simulating an attack from enemy special forces. Thursday's drills will culminate with New Taipei's Danjiang Bridge being sealed off to prevent simulated enemy forces from entering the capital region. These drills come after a series of military exercises earlier this summer, which focus on mobilization speed, troop movements, increasing familiarity with local conditions, and the chain of command. A major feature of these drills is how public they are.
同时在各个县市举行，所以可以让很多人都看到现代演习的状况啊，所以它对民间透明开放，一方面可以达到全民国防的效果，让民众知道说战争的情况就是这样子啊。第二个呢，也从这个公开的演习当中，很虚心的接受社会的评论或者是意见来修改。
Motorists all around the country are sharing roads with military convoys and navigating detours as troops deploy defensive barriers. Reservists are reporting to schools, temples, community centers, and other rallying points, with some exercises taking place in full view of the public. Urban air raid drills next week will be even more noticeable, with authorities for the first time simulating mobile network disruptions as part of the exercises. While these drills may disrupt daily lives, people on the streets of Taipei say they are necessary.
就是我们是很有可能发生战争的一个地区，对，那我觉得越是这样的情况，然后越需要更多的演练啊，或者是准备这样子。我个人是觉得蛮重要的。
反正就是要强化国民的这种就是防卫的意识啦，对，就是因为就是有一些外部的威胁嘛，对，所以也不见得就是一定是中共，或者是说也有可能是其他国家这样子，对对，我觉得这个是必要的啦。
But it goes beyond just visibility. On Wednesday, the military simulated requisitioning civilian vehicles, contracting companies to bring vehicles to staging points at designated times. The BBC's Mandarin service reported that the military would also simulate converting civilian factors to produce armaments. Analysts say these highly visible exercises are designed not only to integrate civilian and military responses, but also to send a message to China.
可见军队跟社会结合在一起，针对未来的战争情况演练是非常重要的啊。那让你知道我现在的国防实力到底如何，那我的作战构想是什么，让你警觉说，如果有一天你要武力侵犯台湾，我已经做好准备了啊。
The Hangguang exercises have expanded beyond troops firing missiles at targets and defending beach landings to include a society-wide response. That broader preparation could prove crucial in the event of a real attack. Chris Ma and Larry Siano for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Coast Guard says it has expelled 4 Chinese official vessels that entered restricted waters around Jinmen Island.
Listen up, China Coast Guard 14606. This is Taiwan's waters. This is not your waters. You don't belong here. Turn around and leave now.
Coast Guard officials said the Chinese vessels entered under the guise of a routine patrol, something Taiwan considers part of Beijing's gray zone tactics. It dispatched 4 vessels to shadow the Chinese ships and issue warnings. The Chinese ships left the area about 2 hours later. The intrusion took place on Wednesday during the start of Taiwan's Hangguang exercises. Taiwan is investigating Chinese companies suspected of illegally recruiting high-tech talent Experts warn of national security risks, and they're urging tighter regulations. Aichi reports.
Taiwan's investigators have raided dozens of sites and questioned more than 100 people across the country in July and early August. Part of the investigations into 17 China-linked firms allegedly involved in setting up shell companies to illegally poach Taiwanese chip and high-tech talent. Experts warn the issue goes far beyond a single employee leaving a local company or an engineer being recruited away. It poses real risks to national security.
关键性的人物，那他可能不是只有知道怎么做而已，他甚至知道这整个团队有哪些人，那甚至于说，那我今天做出来之后，我要怎么去验证这个东西？那当然不可避免就产生了这样子的一个国安的一个风险存在。
Among the Chinese firms suspected of illegally recruiting talent and operating unlicensed office in Taiwan are several publicly listed technology companies. Those include semiconductor equipment maker ACM Research and IC design GOK Microelectronics. Authorities said the poaching could erode Taiwan's competitive edge in the global AI race by weakening its long-established chip and ICT supply chains. An expert says that Taiwan needs to further strengthen regulations and expand legal protections for core technologies, including emerging sectors like AI servers, to prevent exploitation by shell companies.
是采用营业秘密法。营业秘密法啦，不论在罚金还是在刑期上面啊，都太轻微，无法遏制中国挖角台湾科技人才。所以行政院在2023年和2024年分别订定了国家核心关键技术，通常就是祭出国家安全法。
Despite uncovering more than 100 suspected Chinese talent poaching cases since late 2020, Taiwan continues to focus on shoring up protections for critical tech, as China's recruitment targets extend beyond technical expertise to valuable industry networks. Patrick Chen, NIT for TaiwanPlus.
The think tank leading Taiwan's diplomatic push into South and Southeast Asia is now marking its anniversary. Leslie Liao was at the ceremony that looked to the future of Taiwan's ties in the region.
The Taiwan-Asia Exchange Foundation, a think tank responsible for driving Taiwan's diplomatic exchanges in South and Southeast Asia, is celebrating 8 years since its founding. In 2016, then-President Tsai Ing-wen launched the New Southbound Policy, an initiative to increase Taiwan's engagement with South Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. The goal was to decrease Taiwan's reliance on China and increase cooperation with regional neighbors. 2 years later, in 2018, TAF was founded and has been pushing the New Southbound Policy ever since. Today, Tsai's initiative lives on under President Lai Ching-te as the New Southbound Policy Plus. But the head of the foundation says that the think tank will soon be tasked with more responsibility.
So we are moving the trilogy from New Southbound Policy since 2016 and then to the President Lai's New Southbound Policy Plus, and also under President Lai, he is going to move forward toward a drafting and announcing a Taiwan Indo-Pacific strategy.
Marking the occasion were diplomatic officials as well as India's representative and Singapore's deputy representative to Taiwan. Both celebrated growing ties with Taipei and said there was room for more exchanges.
Semiconductors have rightly become an important pillar for our engagement. But they are only one part of much broader agenda that includes not only electronics, smart manufacturing, AI and clean technology, and advanced engineering, but also traditional industry base such as textile, machinery, footwear, steel production, rubber products, etc.
Last year, Taiwan became Singapore's largest trading partner. Per Singapore statistics, that amounted to $130 billion.
There were also 2 panel discussions about Taiwan's role in the Indo-Pacific and the future of the region. Now, 8 years into its mission, TAF looks primed to expand its remit, ready to keep promoting Taiwan's international presence. Justin Wu and Leslie Liao in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
A U.S. official has described Taiwan as a key partner in securing supply chains critical to AI under the Pax Silica initiative. U.S. Undersecretary of State Jacob Hellberg made that statement in a social media post after a meeting in Washington with the U.S.'s top diplomat to Taiwan, Raymond Green. Pax Silica is a U.S.-led initiative to build secure tech supply chains for the U.S. and its allies. Taiwan is not a formal signatory of that initiative, but it has signed a separate agreement with the U.S. about cooperating on semiconductors. A Taiwanese VR experience that won top honors at the Venice Film Festival is now showing in Taipei, bringing local history and forest ecosystems to life. Reese Ayers takes us inside.
Grief, nature, and tech intersect in a new experience exploring Taiwan's lost clouded leopards and indigenous myths. Adapted from Wu Mingyi's short story, The Clouds Are 2,000 Meters Up, the inventive work recently took top honors at the Venice Film Festival. Now in Taipei, director Singing Chen's immersive experience lets viewers step directly into the protagonist's subconscious as he navigates the loss of his wife, using pioneering digital techniques to bring Taiwan's landscapes to life.
它比传统拍传统电影的困难大概有100倍，对，因为它不是一般拍摄，它是所有的人物，包含墨子怡这些角色都是用扫描的，然后所有的物件也都是扫描的，所以这2年的时间，这个技术非常的新，所以团队等于说是走在世界很前端的部分。
That technical push created a vivid virtual world that resonated with international audiences.
我们在国外，不管是威尼斯影展或其他影展的时候，其实很多观众看完以后都会说：“哎，这个森林在哪里？”他很想要来台湾体验台湾的2000米的这个云雾带的一个森林，这样。
VR is often used as a tool to help us escape from reality, but the creators here are using these new tech tools to help ground us in Taiwan's history, environment, and cultural heritage.
That cultural discovery takes place in virtual spaces that feel like living history archives.
因为它里面也是有很多标本嘛，像是云豹的标本，那这边就有点像是那种研究标本的研究员的私人的小房间的感觉。
Beyond the VR, history comes off the screen. Spanning 3 floors, the exhibition pairs interactive experiences with real-world archives. Following an international festival run, the joint production with Taiwan's public television service shows how digital tools offer new ways to appreciate literature and preserve culture. Alex Chen, Devon Tai, and Reese Ayers for TaiwanPlus.
And coming up after the break, Japan marks 81 years since the atomic bombing of Hiroshima.
How does Taiwan stay on the forefront of innovation in a world of uncertain tariffs, wars, and shifting geopolitics? Get answers and more, from award-winning programs to exclusive Mandarin dramas. Download the TaiwanPlus app to any device today. No ads, no bias, just facts. TaiwanPlus.
For more stories about Taiwan and some exotic pets, download the TaiwanPlus app.
For more stories from Taiwan and Manila, visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow us on our social media.
There's so many things that I wish the world could see.
It is amazing to watch this captain maneuver this giant ship.
It takes 3 days to cook this. The flavor is unbelievable, incredible.
And it's my turn to make something inspired by Chef Gore.
It's going to be quite a challenge. Can you imagine that?
It's surreal, yes, so real.
I can't give up. I got some ass kicking to do.
Nice move. We're pushing each other to explore and experiment in new, different ways.
5, 4, 3, 2.
A warm welcome to TaiwanPlus News.
Exploring the issues that matter to you.
Not just to Taiwan, the whole world is watching.
很多时候是我们眼睛看不到的地方。
We might encounter mishaps and mistakes along the way. But at the end of the day,
it just transmits something straight from the heart.
Yes.
Cheers.
Ciao,
Bon appetit.
It is about the fun and it's about the glamour, and it's also about something much deeper than that.
Sometimes you just gotta seize the opportunity. You just gotta do it.
Have a place where you're appreciated for you exactly as you are, and where you can shine and be seen.
Welcome back. You're watching TaiwanPlus News. Japan is marking 81 years since the U.S. dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi Sanae attended a memorial ceremony in the city pledging peace. But there are concerns about growing global conflict and about Japan's own military buildup. John Van Trieste reports.
"8:15 a.m. The exact moment an atomic bomb destroyed Hiroshima 81 years ago today. Around 50,000 people from more than 100 countries, including survivors of the atomic blast and Taiwan's representative to Japan, observe a moment of silence. Japan's Prime Minister Takaichi Sanae approaches the monument to victims and gives a deep bow. This is the first time since her election last October that she'll address the annual memorial ceremony. Just as with previous generations of Japanese leaders, her message is never again.
The devastation wrought by the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and the indescribable suffering endured by so many people must never be repeated. Japan firmly upholds the three non-nuclear principles, and as the only nation to have suffered atomic bombings in war, it bears the responsibility of tirelessly pursuing the realization of a world without nuclear weapons.
Despite Takaichi's pledges to fight for a safe Japan and a nuclear-free world, there's a certain sense of unease due to mounting global trends. In particular, Hiroshima's mayor expresses fears that a 1968 treaty on nuclear disarmament may be deteriorating.
The words and actions by political leaders amount to disregarding the obligations set forth in the Non-Proliferation Treaty, undermining the very foundations of international peace and stability. If this continues, a spiral of mistrust will spread throughout the world, risking a return to the era of the Second World War, when naked ambition was allowed to prevail.
And elsewhere on Hiroshima streets, some are anxious about Japan's own post-war commitment to pacifism. In recent years, the country has bulked up its own defense forces amid threats from China, North Korea, and Russia.
I think fundamentally that strengthening military power doesn't lead to peace. Rather than thinking about war, we should think about coexisting with other countries and maintaining peace. That is the best way of protecting the country.
Still, flowers are laid and doves released as a symbol of peace. Japan is still the only nation to know the horrors of nuclear annihilation, and a country where even those born after the events of 81 years ago still gather every year to remember and pray for peace. Leon Lien and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan is moving to block a new Chinese platform promoting work and study opportunities there, saying it could put young Taiwanese at risk. The portal features job listings and exchange programs across China. Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council, which handles relations with Beijing, said the website could be part of China's psychological warfare tactics. It also warns users' personal data could potentially be leaked.
那还有那个网站上面有线上要投递履历、线上报名等功能，那就是要求你要提供个资，那借此来税集台湾青年朋友的资料。好，那我们认为这个是有极高的风险。
For more on China's job bank website and Taipei's response, Reese Ayers spoke to Hong Puzhao, Deputy Executive Director at the University of Taipei's Center for Mainland China and Regional Development Research.
How is China using educational or employment channels online to reach young Taiwanese people?
中国把这个网络平台纳入整个青年工作的一部分，那包含了线上的课程、求职的平台、实习招募、创业计划以及社群媒体等等。那我想这也让我们看到，就是说中国对台的青年的一个工作的规划， 它是一个依照每个人的成长的一个阶段，从国小、国中、高中到大学不同的阶段，它开始去设立不同的一个接触的平台，甚至到了你将来进入了一个职场，透过网络开始建立一个长期性的一个联系管道。
Is Taiwan's government moving to remove or block these websites an appropriate or effective response?
第一个就是说，这些平台如果它当然涉及的一个违法的一个招募，甚至是收集个资，那这些都是属于一个当然会危害到我们台湾的一个国家安全。我想在这样的一个前提下，政府这些行政作为是有必要的，我们也应该也支持，但是我也必须要提出来，就是说这样的一个平台，一个收集，不管他们所讲的一个联系或者是收集个资的这样的一个平台，只不过是中国对台青年工作的一项工具。
How else can Taiwan realistically help protect young Taiwanese people from this kind of online platform that might seek to indoctrinate them?
中国是以一个国家的一个工程的这样的一个概念来推动这样的一个工作，青年工作。我讲台湾这边来讲，我也建议就是说，这我们也必须把它相对应的提升到一个国家的一个层级。比如说教育部，你的业务就是负责校园交流啦、教师的带团啦等等的这些识读教育啊，陆委会你也要收集研析中国的相关的这些作为。包括在这青年政策、交流政策等等，那提供各部会来做参考。那外交部、侨委会、国科会这些，我们应该去规划更多，让台湾的年轻人走入世界、走入国际，跟所有的民主国家交朋友，让彼此能够更认识彼此。
That was Hong Puzhao from the University of Taipei. Direct flights between Taiwan and India will resume in December. EVA Air, one of Taiwan's major carriers, will launch 5 direct flights a week between Taipei and Delhi. This comes after nonstop services between the two countries were dropped during the pandemic. The new route signals deepening Taiwan-India ties, especially in tech and tourism. Officials are looking to make Taipei a stopover destination between India and the U.S. Local beverage makers are coming up with new ways to bottle flavors from the finest agricultural produce, capturing Taiwan's unique taste and spirit. Yvonne Young has this story.
Have you tried coffee beer or guilt-free soda? Some Taiwan beverage producers are trying their hand at making unique local drinks. One of them is a premium clean label sparkling beverage that's designed to be healthy enough to enjoy every day, but without being overconsumed. The idea was triggered by its founder's close call with death. Drawing on years of experience building beverage production lines, he set out to create a healthier alternative. His daughter explains.
我的父亲，那他在工作的闲暇之余呢，他就是喜欢喝汽水。因为他工作压力是很大的，那很常去南部出差等等的，天气很热，他一直喝汽水，喝到有一天就突然猛暴型糖尿病。
This inspired her father to create a beverage he would actually drink every day, no preservatives, artificial flavors, or phosphoric acid, and sweetened with honey from a third-generation bee farm in Hsinchu. The result is a fizzy drink that has a texture similar to champagne, but without the harshness of carbonation. Its flavor is delicately balanced with natural ingredients.
看到这个成分好干净，我都看得懂哎。然后呢，它一瓶喝的热量顶多100卡。
Honey supplier Arvin Chen backs up the sparkling water, which has won accolades worldwide.
他们工厂，我确实都有去看过，就是看他们的制程。其实我对他们印象最好就是他们的环境。我看过他们的产线，所以我很放心的把蜂蜜交给他们。我们家族养了3代的蜜蜂，从阿公、爸爸的年代，他们都是很注重蜂蜜品质。到我这边也是一样，希望消费者能够从那一杯气泡水当中喝出我们对蜂蜜品质的坚持。
Another company taking local flavors abroad is a craft brewery whose beers are named after the traditional 24 solar terms of the East Asian farming calendar. The lineup features Taiwan's seasonal ingredients, harvested at their peak and vacuum frozen to preserve their flavor.
以日本跟美国为主的话，是秋分这支酒是最热销的。它是一款柚子的比利时小麦啤酒，因为他们的民情是比较不喜欢甜的啤酒。对，那如果是马来西亚跟新加坡的话，他们比较喜欢甜，像芒种跟小满或洛神啤酒这些都是很热销。
He says the company tailored its product design specifically for the international market, noting that global audiences genuinely love Chinese calligraphy, particularly the unique aesthetic variety found across different historical scripts.
我们去日本参展的时候，有日本的客人，因为其实日本看得懂汉字，所以他就看小雪，他就跟我说这个是他前女友的名字。然后他也觉得很唯美，因为之前他不知道这是一个节气的概念，所以我们形容之后，他才知道有这个额外的意义在。
后来他有买吗？
有，他买来去做纪念。
With Taiwan's seasonal produce finding its way into bottles and cans bound for markets across the globe, these two small companies are making a quiet case for the country's place on the world stage. Leon Lien, Ted Chen, and Yvonne Yang for TaiwanPlus.
And thank you for watching TaiwanPlus News. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we head over to Trent Park in North London, where a former World War II spy operation has been brought back to life. I'm Eric Ao. Take care. Have a great evening.